Mercedes-Benz just revealed something shocking, and the auto industry might never be the same again. For many years, Mercedes was the epitome of luxury and creativity. The AMG lineup and the svelte S-Class are just two examples of how the brand has come to represent excellence. However, now their audacious wager on electric cars is falling apart due to unsold inventory, exorbitant costs, and worldwide competition. Why did everything go so wrong? How does this signify for the automotive industry's future? Above all, how will you, as a buyer, be impacted by this seismic shift? What's going on? Mercedes-Benz, a brand that was once synonymous with luxury and innovative technology, is currently dealing with an unprecedented crisis. The brand was untouchable for decades, synonymous with engineering and sophistication, superiority, and classic style. The headlines today, however, present a completely different image. Recently, Mercedes-Benz made a shocking announcement, demonstrating that its profit margins have drastically decreased from a steady 10% to an alarming 4%, a sharp drop that has caused a stir in the automotive industry. This decline in profitability is not minor. It's a radical change for a company that has established luxury for more than 100 years. A drop like that isn't not just a money problem, it's an indication that there is a fundamental issue. For a business such as at Mercedes-Benz, where standing is crucial, this announcement has raised concerns throughout the sector. Dealerships are rushing, competitors are keeping a close eye on things, and customers wondering what went wrong. The root cause of Mercedes' issues is its bold entry into the market for electric vehicles. The EQ was the brand's bet for the future series, aiming to take the lead in a time of greener modes of transportation. They poured billions into production, research, and development. But rather than securing Mercedes-Benz's position, leading the way in innovation, this risk has backfired spectacularly. Unsold electric cars are reducing sales, clogging dealership lots, and damaging the once sterling reputation of the brand. However, what became of the EQ series? How did a project intended to demonstrate the future of luxury turn into a sign of failure? The EQ series gamble went wrong. Mercedes-Benz's EQ series was an ambitious endeavor to reinterpret luxury in the era of electricity. These cars were meant to establish a new standard with their svelte styling, cutting-edge technology, and assurance of sustainability, such as the EQS, and marketed as the epitome of innovation. EQB, combining the elegance of Mercedes-Benz with cutting-edge electric drivetrains. Everything appeared ideal on paper. Actually, EQ has turned into a financial nightmare. Spending billions of dollars on development has caused dealerships all over the world to have lines of unsold cars sitting idle. A few EQ models have been unsold for more than 500 days, collecting dust as the more recent models roll off the manufacturing line. For a company that values uniqueness and appeal, this is not simply it's a reputational catastrophe rather than a logistical issue. Among the main problems with the EQ series is in its cost. The flagship EQS. As an illustration, the starting price is more than $115,000. Mercedes-Benz has consistently catered to wealthy consumers, but even those with large budgets are objecting to the price. Rivals, such as Tesla, provide electric cars with similar features and performance for a much lower cost, giving the EQ series the appearance of being out of date and overpriced. The issue is made worse by the absence of strong infrastructure for charging. Range anxiety is a persistent worry for EV purchasers, remains a major obstacle to adoption. Potential clients are reluctant to spend money on an EV when there are few and unstable charging stations. The promise of luxury is overshadowed for many by the real-world difficulties of owning an EV. Additionally, the EQ series has had trouble standing out in a crowded marketplace, as despite having state-of-the-art features, cars don't differentiate themselves from rivals, who are developing more quickly. Tesla has, for example, created a whole ecosystem around its automobiles, from intuitive software to its network of superchargers. Mercedes-Benz, however, has not yet provided a package that is as appealing. These unsold vehicles' financial burden doesn't only affect Mercedes-Benz, it causes a chain reaction that causes a great deal of stress on dealerships, the vital connection between consumers and automakers. Dealerships at the breaking point. Mercedes-Benz's internal crisis is arguably the most discernible at the dealership level. Dealerships, which act as the automotive industry's frontline industry, are currently facing formidable obstacles as a result of the overproduction of expensive cars, such as EQ models. Consider entering a Mercedes dealership and observing endless lines of unsold vehicles. There is a lot of excess inventory at some dealerships that they have turned to renting more parking spaces on grassy fields, merely to make room for the excess. This is more than just a practical hassle. It's a nightmare for the dealership's finances. Keeping unsold inventory on hand comes with substantial expenses. Regular maintenance is necessary to keep cars in showroom-ready condition, and depreciation starts as soon as they depart the factory. For auto dealerships, each unsold vehicle signifies a loss. In order to transfer this stock, many are cutting costs, providing steep reductions that harm the Mercedes-Benz brand's perceived value and reduce profit margins. Additionally, the circumstance has led to a great deal of pressure on the sales team. Convincing customers to buy a luxury car that has been marked down significantly is not a simple task. the prestige and exclusivity that Mercedes-Benz is undercut, once it was defined when automobiles are handled like clearance goods. This discrepancy between the dealership lot's reality and the brand's image is producing conflict with customers, as well as between the car maker and dealerships. Dealerships are speaking out more and more about their irritations, requesting that Mercedes-Benz implement more practical production techniques and offer superior assistance. Many believe that the automobile manufacturer has given priority to ambitious corporate objectives over the actual practicalities of the marketplace. These relationships run the risk of further deteriorating if nothing major is done, which might affect the brand in the long run. As dealerships find it difficult to deal with the consequences, Mercedes-Benz is confronted with a more serious issue: the degradation of its reputation as the pinnacle of luxury brands. The identity erosion of Mercedes-Benz. There has always been more to Mercedes-Benz than just making automobiles. The star with 3 points is a representation of achievement, refinement, and longevity luxury. However, in the quickly changing automotive landscape, the identity of the brand is being attacked. For many years, Mercedes-Benz ownership was about making a statement more than it was about transportation. The G-Wagon, the S-Class, and other famous models weren't merely automobiles. They served as status markers. But the definition of luxury is evolving. The value that today's consumers place on inventiveness, usefulness, and affordability as highly as they regard status. Brands such as Rivian and Tesla have profited providing accessible and aspirational electric vehicles during this transition. Conversely, Mercedes-Benz has had difficulty adjust. Its primary luxury models, like the demand for the S-Class, is dropping, as younger customers are drawn to rivals who provide advanced technology at a more affordable cost. In the meantime, the EQ series was designed to draw in environmentally conscious customers, but has alienated some of the most devoted consumers of the brand. Mercedes-Benz is now in a vulnerable position as a result of this misalignment. The brand has been discovered, amid its illustrious history and an uncertain future, attempting to strike a balance between its heritage and the needs of a shifting market. If Mercedes-Benz is unable to redefine what luxury looks like in the era of electric cars, it could lose its position as the leader of the industry. Mercedes-Benz is struggling with these difficulties. The repercussions of its hardships are being felt throughout the whole automobile sector. The rivals are taking advantage of the chance, and the need to adapt is greater than ever. Tesla's ascent, the rise of Tesla, has been nothing less than spectacular. And as Mercedes-Benz stumbles, Tesla is establishing itself as the industry leader in high-end electric automobile industry. What makes Tesla unique? It's not only their cutting-edge technology or fashionable designs, it's their capacity to produce innovative characteristics at costs that seem reasonable, even aspirational, for a broad spectrum of consumers. The Tesla model lineup has emerged as the industry standard for contemporary electric cars. The 3 model and customers' hearts have been won over by Model Y globally, providing a combination of affordability, performance, as well as cutting-edge technology. In contrast to Mercedes-Benz, which has experienced difficulties with unsold inventory and high price points, but Tesla has perfected the technique of building automobiles that consumers not only desire, but also feel at ease making a purchase. Another is the network of Tesla superchargers, substantial benefit. Although many EV owners are concerned about the infrastructure for charging, a strong, dependable network of fast charging stations is available to Tesla drivers. This addresses the issue of range anxiety that has plagued Mercedes-Benz and other automakers. When you purchase a Tesla, you're not merely buying an automobile, you're investing in a smooth ecosystem that makes owning an EV easier than before. Possibly Tesla's greatest accomplishment is its capacity to increase the appeal of electric vehicles to a wide range of consumers. Younger purchasers, especially, are attracted to the brand's tech-forward persona, eco-friendly philosophy, and design that is easy to use. Regarding Mercedes-Benz, which has historically depended on an older, more affluent clientele, this change in consumer inclinations is a problem that they still haven't solved. However, Tesla is not the only rival taking advantage of Mercedes-Benz's errors. A fresh electric wave automobile manufacturers are joining the market, eager to secure a portion of the market. The upheaval of new participants, although Tesla has emerged as the spokesperson for the electric vehicle revolution. More recent arrivals, such as Lucid Motors, NIO, and Rivian, are revising the regulations governing competition. These businesses are delivering new viewpoints and creative approaches to the sector, focusing on particular markets that Mercedes-Benz has had trouble acquiring. For instance, Rivian. This American business produced electric utility vehicles that caused a stir, encompassing the R1S and R1T trucks SUV. Rivian has capitalized on an expanding market for outdoor enthusiasts and adventurers enthusiasts, providing automobiles that blend environmentally friendly technology with tough capability. With features that can be customized, an amazing range, and an emphasis on robustness, Rivian has established itself as the preferred brand for drivers wishing to experience the amazing outside while maintaining sustainability. Conversely, Lucid Motors is focusing on the premium luxury market, a market in which Mercedes-Benz formerly in control. The sleek Lucid Air electric sedan, with a range that leads the industry, dazzling performance, as well as a cabin that competes with the best luxury cars. Additionally, Lucid has been successful in setting its car prices competitively, posing a quality and price challenge to Mercedes-Benz's EQ series. In China, companies such as BYD and NIO are making notable advancements in the electric automobile industry. For example, NIO has amassed a devoted following by providing creative battery swapping mechanism that gets rid of the lengthy charging times are required. In contrast, BYD is utilizing its knowledge of battery production to create feature-rich, reasonably priced electric automobiles that appeal to consumers on a tight budget. These fresh participants aren't merely, they're competing, they're doing well, where Mercedes-Benz is struggling. They've demonstrated that innovation is feasible, draw in customers, and continue to be profitable without going too far or becoming disconnected from what the market wants. As these upstarts are changing the market, established rivals like Audi and BMW are adopting a more measured strategy, making sure they remain applicable without offending their clientele. BMW and Audi's balanced approach, in sharp contrast to the difficulties faced by Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and BMW, are negotiating the shift to electric cars using a well-rounded approach that combines pragmatism and innovation. These companies have stayed clear of the traps of overproduction and price misalignment, concentrating on steady growth instead. For example, BMW is adopting a both-and approach. Even though the business is making significant investments, it keeps improving its range of internal combustion engines for use in the development of electric vehicles. Due to this dual focus, BMW is able to serve a wider range of customers, including traditionalists who appreciate the brand's illustrious performance to start, adopters who are keen to use electric vehicles. Two excellent examples are the BMW i4 and iX models of this tactic in operation. These electrical automobiles provide opulent interiors and state-of-the-art technology, while preserving the driving dynamics for which BMW is renowned. By cost, these models in a competitive manner and with a focus on BMW has been able to draw in new customers thanks to their ties to the brand's history, without offending its devoted clientele. Audi has also adopted a careful strategy to the process of electrification. The Audi e-tron series blends the distinctive design of the brand language using cutting-edge electric drivetrains, appealing to motorists who appreciate both fashion and sustainability. In the meantime, Audi keeps to develop in the field of high-performance automobiles, making certain that its essential identity is maintained. Additionally, both brands have done a fantastic job of marketing their electric cars by stressing usefulness, adaptability, and the smooth incorporation of technology. They have successfully positioned their EVs as appealing choices for a variety of purchasers. This contrasts sharply with the Mercedes-Benz EQ series, which has found it difficult to connect with customers. However, geography is more important than just product strategy, plays an important part as well. Worldwide rivals are utilizing, especially in China, their regional knowledge to surpass Mercedes-Benz in important markets. The competition for EV dominance. Worldwide, China, the biggest automobile market in the world, is a battlefield for producers of electric vehicles, and Mercedes-Benz is falling behind. Local firms such as BYD, NIO, XPeng is leading the market by providing automobiles that are inventive, reasonably priced, and designed with Chinese consumers' preferences in mind. For instance, BYD has become a dominant force in the EV sector. The business's vertically integrated business strategy, which incorporates battery manufacturing, enables cost control and transfer those savings to customers. The automobiles of BYD are packed in addition to being reasonably priced, with attributes that appeal to Chinese consumers, like roomy interiors and advanced systems for infotainment. Meanwhile, NIO has set itself apart with its ability to switch batteries, which provides easy substitute for conventional charging. NIO has amassed a devoted following thanks to this innovation, especially in cities with potentially sparse charging infrastructure. Mercedes-Benz has found it extremely difficult to compete in China. The brand frequently fails to connect with local buyers due to its high prices and European-centric designs. Furthermore, many Chinese automakers use direct-to-consumer models, which provide a more efficient and transparent purchasing experience, in contrast to Mercedes' reliance on traditional dealerships. Similar challenges are faced by Mercedes-Benz in North America and Europe. Despite its growth, the EV market is still limited by expensive prices and a lack of infrastructure. Mercedes-Benz is struggling to keep up with rivals like Rivian and Tesla, who are better equipped to handle these issues. Mercedes-Benz is at a turning point as rivals keep coming up with new ideas and gaining ground. The business must choose between adjusting to this new reality and running the risk of slipping further behind. In the quickly evolving automotive industry, Mercedes-Benz's rivals are prospering by taking advantage of the company's mistakes and rewriting the rules of the game. The competition has never been fiercer thanks to Rivian, Lucid, and Chinese automakers' disruptive tactics, and Tesla's ecosystem-driven strategy. BMW and Audi are demonstrating that a well-rounded approach can produce remarkable outcomes in the interim. The question of whether Mercedes-Benz can get back on its feet and reclaim its position as the market leader for luxury cars is still open as the company deals with increasing pressure from all directions. The dealership conundrum. The relationship between automakers and dealerships is the cornerstone of the automotive sector. This collaboration has increased sales, fostered brand loyalty, and offered a reliable customer experience for decades. However, Mercedes-Benz's dealerships are taking the brunt of the consequences as the company struggles with overproduction and misaligned consumer demand. There is a breaking point for dealerships. Dealership lots are dominated by rows of unsold EQ models and luxury cars, which causes financial strain and logistical issues. Unsold vehicles are expensive, in contrast to other industries where unsold inventory can be swiftly returned or liquidated. Due to wear and tear from months of inactivity, they need frequent cleaning, continuous maintenance, and even small repairs to remain in showroom condition. This means that many dealerships must spend more money just to maintain these vehicles' appearance, which reduces their already extremely slim profit margins. The magnitude of Mercedes-Benz's overproduction exacerbates the issue. Dealerships now see excess inventory as a liability, whereas previously they saw it as a chance to meet demand. Some dealers have been forced to rent extra storage space due to overflowing lots, parking cars on grassy fields or off-site lots, an embarrassing situation for a company known for exclusivity and luxury. Many dealerships now have no choice but to discount. They are lowering the prices of their current stock, frequently by tens of thousands of dollars, to make room for new inventory. Although this makes more room, it also detracts from Mercedes-Benz's reputation. When a luxury car is marked down like a clearance item, its appeal wanes and buyers start to wonder if they're actually getting the best the brand has to offer. The strain is emotional as well as financial. Despite waning consumer interest and growing annoyances, dealership employees, from salespeople to service managers, are finding it difficult to stay positive. Numerous people are requesting more assistance from Mercedes-Benz headquarters, including more reasonable production goals and marketing plans that satisfy customer demands. Even though dealerships struggle with these issues, the effects are felt well beyond their walls. The tremors of Mercedes-Benz's mistakes are reverberating throughout the luxury automobile market. The recalibrating luxury market. Although Mercedes-Benz has long been a mainstay of the luxury car industry, its recent problems are significantly changing this market. Mercedes ownership was seen for many years as a sign of prestige, sophistication, and success. Nowadays, the concept of luxury itself is changing as the brand struggles with dwindling sales and unsold inventory. Buyers of luxury goods are evolving. Consumers of today are dissatisfied with the conventional symbols of luxury, such as leather upholstery, high-end sound systems, and elegant designs. They are looking for cars that fit with their personal values, like sustainability and social responsibility, while also offering value, functionality, and cutting-edge technology. For instance, Tesla has effectively seized this market by presenting its cars as not only opulent, but also technologically advanced and environmentally conscious. Despite its innovation, Mercedes-Benz's EQ series has had trouble keeping up with these shifting demands. Potential customers who believe they can get better value elsewhere have become disenchanted with the high price points of models like the EQS and EQB. The fact that many luxury buyers are choosing experiences over material belongings only serves to exacerbate the problem. For them, a car is now a practical tool rather than a status symbol, which makes it more difficult to defend Mercedes's premium electric car prices. Conventional rivals are grabbing the opportunity. Companies like Lexus, Audi, and BMW are adjusting their business plans to cater to this new generation of high-end consumers. For instance, Lexus continues to emphasize dependability and customer satisfaction as key selling points, while BMW's iX and i4 models offer a combination of luxury and innovation at competitive prices. By adopting a more balanced strategy and making investments in both internal combustion engine and electric vehicles to reach a wider market, these brands are prospering. In the meantime, new firms like Rivian and Lucid Motors are redefining luxury in the electric era. With its ultra-luxurious interior and industry-leading range, Lucid's Air sedan has established the brand as a major player in the premium EV market. Rivian, on the other hand, is entering the adventure market with SUVs and tough, adaptable electric trucks that blend luxury and functionality. There are important ramifications for consumers as the luxury market adapts to these changing dynamics. Mercedes-Benz's difficulties are causing changes that impact both the manufacturing and sales of automobiles. The development of direct-to-consumer business models. The increasing trend toward direct-to-consumer sales models is one of the most important knock-on effects of Mercedes-Benz's crisis. By eschewing conventional dealerships and selling directly to consumers, providing a smooth, transparent purchasing experience, Tesla popularized this strategy. The trend is currently changing the automotive industry as other automakers pay attention. What makes direct-to-consumer marketing so alluring? It relieves buyers of the anxiety and uncertainty that come with dealing with dealers. No aggressive, upselling techniques, no hidden costs, and no price haggling are present. Rather, consumers can peruse, personalize, and buy their cars online while lounging in their homes. Younger consumers are especially drawn to this degree of ease and openness since they place a high importance on effectiveness and precision when making purchases. The direct-to-consumer business strategy gives automakers more authority over branding and pricing. Companies can guarantee that their cars are sold at steady prices by eliminating the middleman, maintaining the vehicle's exclusivity and value. Additionally, it enables them to establish stronger bonds with their clients while acquiring useful information that will guide future marketing and product development plans. However, Mercedes-Benz has been sluggish to adjust. Mercedes-Benz is still largely dependent on its network of dealerships, even though Tesla, Rivian, and even more recent competitors like Lucid Motors have embraced direct-to-consumer sales. Due to dealerships' inability to meet the demands of modern consumers, this dependence has caused a rift between the brand and its customers. In light of this delay, the repercussions are starting to become more and more obvious. Dealerships run the risk of becoming obsolete as more automobile manufacturers adopt direct-to-consumer business models, and there is a possibility that brands that fail to adapt will find themselves falling behind. In addition to the fact that the rise of direct-to-consumer sales is reshaping the way automobiles are sold, another important factor that is influencing the types of automobiles that are being manufactured is sustainability. The center of attention is on sustainability as the automotive industry struggles to overcome the obstacles posed by electrification. One thing has become abundantly clear. Sustainability is no longer a desirable option. Rather, it is becoming an absolute requirement. From the point of production to the point of disposal, consumers, governments, and environmental organizations are all exerting pressure on automobile manufacturers to prioritize environmentally friendly practices. This change not only presents Mercedes-Benz with a challenge, but it also presents them with an opportunity: the movement toward environmentally responsible production. Automobile purchasers in the modern era are becoming more conscious of the impact that their purchases have on the environment. They are looking for automobiles that are not only efficient in terms of fuel consumption, but also constructed using environmentally friendly materials and manufactured in an ethical manner. When it comes to this matter, Tesla has established a high standard by promoting its use of renewable energy in production and recycling initiatives for its batteries. Mercedes-Benz has made significant progress in the field of sustainability, particularly with its EQ series, which places an emphasis on environmentally friendly materials and technologies that are efficient in terms of energy consumption. These efforts, however, have been overshadowed by the more widespread difficulties that the brand is experiencing. Mercedes must redouble its efforts to fulfill its commitment to sustainability in order to regain its footing. This includes making certain that its automobiles not only meet, but also surpass the expectations of consumers. It is the responsibility of governments and regulations. There is a growing trend among governments all over the world to implement more stringent emission standards and to provide financial incentives to encourage the adoption of electric vehicles. Although these policies are causing the industry to move toward a more environmentally friendly future, they also present difficulties for automobile manufacturers. Mercedes-Benz, for example, is required to navigate a complex web of regulations, while simultaneously balancing the costs of compliance with its efforts to recover financially. Although there are obstacles to overcome, sustainability presents Mercedes-Benz with a significant opportunity to differentiate itself from its competitors. Because it is at the forefront of environmentally conscious innovation, the brand has the potential to rehabilitate its reputation and appeal to a new generation of environmentally conscious consumers. Considering that sustainability is becoming an essential component of the automotive industry, it is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore the broader implications that this will have for the market and for consumers personally. The difficulties that Mercedes-Benz is experiencing are permeating the entire automotive industry, which is causing significant shifts in the manner in which automobiles are manufactured, sold, and perceived. The market is being reshaped in ways that will have long-lasting impacts as a result of the ripple effects of Mercedes' missteps, which include the crisis that has occurred in dealerships, the rise of direct-to-consumer models, and the growing emphasis on sustainability. At the same time that the brand is struggling to overcome these obstacles, rivals are seizing the opportunity to innovate and rethink the rules of the game. As a result of the industry's efforts to meet the ever-changing expectations of consumers, this period of transformation presents consumers with both opportunities and uncertainties simultaneously. A way forward for Mercedes-Benz to redeem itself. In the course of its illustrious history, Mercedes-Benz is currently confronted with one of the most difficult periods they have ever experienced. In the first step, the EV strategy will be re-evaluated. It is necessary for Mercedes-Benz to acknowledge the fact that the market for high-end luxury electric vehicles is not as robust as they initially believed it to be. For the purpose of designing the EQ series, it was assumed that wealthy consumers would be interested in purchasing ultra-luxury electric vehicles. Nevertheless, this assumption has been shown to be incorrect due to the sticker shock of models such as the EQS and EQB, as well as a lack of infrastructure and consumer reluctance. In the future, Mercedes-Benz needs to start focusing on electric vehicles that are easier to access. Not only does this not mean giving up luxury, but it also means redefining what luxury is. It is necessary for the company to demonstrate innovation within a price range that is more reasonable, offering automobiles that strike a balance between affordability, performance, and sustainability. Mercedes-Benz has the ability to carve out a new niche by gaining knowledge from competitors such as Tesla and BMW, who have successfully targeted mid-tier markets without compromising quality. Similarly important is the process of re-establishing trust with dealerships. Due to the tense relationship that exists between Mercedes-Benz and its dealership network, it has become apparent that there is a crucial requirement for improved communication and alignment. Mercedes-Benz dealerships have been the frontline representatives of the brand for a very long time, and the success of these dealerships is essential to the company's recovery. It will be essential to provide improved incentives, production targets that are realistic, and enhanced marketing support with these improvements. At the same time that Mercedes-Benz is concentrating on internal changes, the automotive industry as a whole is also struggling with its own set of challenges and opportunities, which are being driven by shifting consumer demands and technological advancements. The influence of the user on the development of the industry. When it comes to the automotive industry, consumers hold more power than they ever have before. Their preferences and the decisions they make regarding their purchases are reshaping the way automobiles are designed, manufactured, and sold. It is essential for Mercedes-Benz and the industry as a whole to have a solid understanding of these shifts in order to maintain their competitive edge. It is impossible to negotiate sustainability. Consumers in the modern era are extremely concerned about their impact on the environment. They want automobiles that are not only efficient in terms of fuel consumption, but also produced in an ethical manner, making use of renewable materials and environmentally responsible practices. As a result of this demand for environmentally friendly solutions, automobile manufacturers are being forced to reevaluate every facet of production, from supply chains to manufacturing processes. The reaffirmation of Mercedes-Benz's dedication to environmental preservation is a consequence of this development. It is imperative that the company places a high priority on the development of environmentally friendly technologies, such as solid-state batteries, and incorporate the principles of circular economy into its business operations. Mercedes-Benz has the ability to rehabilitate its reputation and attract customers who are environmentally conscious if it positions itself as a pioneer in environmentally friendly innovation. Transparency and affordability are also essential components. The era of exclusive luxury and pricing that is not transparent is coming to an end. As opposed to prestige, buyers of today place a higher value on fairness, clarity, and access. Several automobile manufacturers, such as Tesla, have achieved remarkable success by introducing direct-to-consumer sales models and competitive pricing, thereby establishing a new benchmark for the industry. It is necessary for Mercedes-Benz to adjust to this reality and make certain that its automobiles are priced and marketed in a manner that is appealing to a more extensive audience. The market is being reshaped by consumers, and automakers are racing to innovate in order to meet the ever-changing demands of their customers. Addressing challenges on a global scale. The automotive sector is currently navigating a complex web of global challenges, which include disruptions in supply chains, pressures from regulatory authorities, and tensions in geopolitical circumstances. Mercedes-Benz is currently facing a number of challenges that are magnified by its current struggles. However, these challenges also present opportunities for the company to reinvent itself. maintaining a resilient supply chain is more important than it has ever been. In the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent shortage of chips, vulnerabilities in global supply chains were brought to light. The result was that Mercedes-Benz, along with many other automobile manufacturers, experienced production delays and increased costs. As a means of mitigating these risks in the future, the company must make investments in supply chains that are localized and investigate the possibility of forming partnerships with technology companies in order to acquire essential resources. As a result of regulatory pressures, the transition to electric vehicles is accelerating. More stringent emission standards are being implemented by governments all over the world, and incentives are being offered to encourage the adoption of electric vehicles. In spite of the fact that this opens up opportunities for companies like Mercedes-Benz, it also makes the competition increasingly fierce. Mercedes-Benz must continue to innovate in the electric vehicle space, while also aligning its product offerings with these regulations in order to maintain its competitive advantage. Adding yet another layer of complexity is the presence of geopolitical tensions. Because of the growing level of competition in certain markets, such as China, Mercedes-Benz needs to modify its business strategies in order to satisfy the preferences of the local population. There is a possibility that the brand could maintain its foothold in this crucial market through the use of tailored product lines or collaborations with Chinese companies. Despite the fact that these global challenges are intimidating, they also bring to light the necessity of collaboration and innovation across the industry. Those businesses that are able to successfully navigate these complexities will be the ones to define the future of mobility. Changing the course of mobility in the future. In the field of automobile manufacturing, a revolution is on the verge of occurring. The way that we think about transportation is evolving as a result of developments in autonomous driving and the proliferation of shared mobility solutions. The transformation that Mercedes-Benz is undergoing presents the company with both a challenge and an opportunity. Driving without human intervention is the next frontier. The competition to develop fully autonomous vehicles is heating up, with tech giants and automakers competing for top spot in the race to develop these vehicles. Mercedes-Benz has already made significant progress in this area, with features such as the Drive Pilot system helping to demonstrate their progress. Nevertheless, in order for the company to maintain its competitive edge, it is necessary for it to step up its efforts and establish itself as a pioneer in the field of autonomous technology. The ownership of a car is being shaken up by shared mobility. Car sharing and subscription-based business models are gaining popularity among an increasing number of individuals to accommodate the growing urbanization and environmental concerns. Mercedes-Benz has the potential to capitalize on this trend by providing flexible ownership options that are in line with the preferences of younger consumers who are knowledgeable about technology. The concept of sustainability will continue to be at the root of future innovation. The push for more environmentally friendly technologies is propelling the industry forward, beginning with hydrogen fuel cells and progressing all the way to solar-powered charging stations. In order to maintain its relevance in a world that is increasingly concerned about the environment, Mercedes-Benz must continue to invest in environmentally friendly solutions that are in line with the luxury brand identity it has established. It is necessary to think boldly and take decisive action in order to realize the bright future that lies ahead for mobility. If it is able to successfully rise to the occasion, Mercedes-Benz possesses the resources, history, and expertise necessary to take the lead in this endeavor. The difficulties that Mercedes-Benz is currently facing serve as a stark reminder of how rapidly the automotive industry can undergo new developments. That being said, they also bring to light the possibility of development and transformation. In this new era of mobility, Mercedes-Benz has the opportunity to not only survive but also thrive if it adopts a consumer-first approach, values innovation and sustainability, and prioritizes technological advancement. The decisions that are made today will have a significant impact on the driver's experience of the future as the industry continues to undergo change. The path that lies ahead is replete with opportunities, whether it be through the implementation of cutting-edge technology, more environmentally friendly production methods, or more affordable pricing mechanisms. How does the future of Mercedes-Benz affect you, the customer, and what choices do you have? What this means is that there will be more options, improved technology, and a renewed emphasis on sustainability. However, it also entails navigating a market that is in a state of flux, where the only thing that is fixed is change. I am curious about your thoughts regarding the challenges that Mercedes-Benz is currently facing, as well as the future of the automotive industry. Leave a comment below and tell us what exactly you think about this. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I wish you well in the next video.